Heat race number 1 of 2 coming to the green flag this time around. Limbs Auto Recyclers Sportsman class kicking things off on this Friday night. Vans Implement Night at the Rapid Speedway. Green is in the air. We are racing. Travis Dan off to the early race lead. Neil Kroll will pull into that second spot. Kaden Clausen and Wyatt Steenhoven round out your top 4. Early on, lap number 1, heat race number 1 of 2 for the Limbs Auto Recycler Sportsman class. Travis Dan, your race leader. Neil Kroll taking a peek down low through the middle. Kroll will drift up the track, and Dan, your race leader. Travis Dan with the race lead. Neil Kroll all over the back door of that 42 machine. Wyatt Steenhoven looking to get around Kroll to the top side. Kaden Clausen looking underneath Kroll as they're 3 wide, heading off into turn 3-4 position. Steenhoven getting up the top of turns 3 and 4, gets that machine back on the surface, and he'll be in a battle for 4th position with Beckett Brady. As Neil Kroll continues to put the pressure on Travis Dan. Kaden Clausen in 3rd spot. Beckett Brady and Wyatt Steenhoven. Steenhoven now off the top side of the backstretch. Had a check up for Brady. Kaden Clausen taking a peek down low in the 45K. Travis Dan, your race leader. He raced number 1 of 2 for the Limbs Auto Recycler Sportsman class at the Rapid Speedway on this Friday night. Neil Kroll closing the gap, still there on the 42 of Travis Dan, but Dan continues to lead. It is Dan, Kroll, Clausen, and Brady, your top 4, with Steenhoven lurking in that 57W. Travis Dan continues with the race lead in that white and black 42 machine. Real good race off the front row so far. Neil Kroll putting the pressure on, pulls up alongside. Off the exit of 2 and down the backstretch, it's still Travis Dan. Dan and Kroll running 1 and 2. Kroll looking for a good low line here in the middle of 3 and 4, into 4 and off of 4. White flag coming out this time by still Travis Dan in the 42. Travis Dan with the race lead. Here comes Neil Kroll to the inside. Exit of 2 and down the backstretch. Dan will have the high side run. We'll come to the checkered flag this time around. Who's it going to be? Dan moves low, trying to pinch Kroll off. Kroll will battle back on the bottom side. Checkers coming out for heat race number 1. Neil Kroll in the 83, your heat race winner.
Neil Kroll edging Travis Dan there at the line to take heat race number 1. Travis Dan in 2nd. Kaden Clausen in 3rd, and Wyatt Steenhoven slips by Beckett Brady for the 4th and final spot into the redraw.
Second and final heat race for the Limbs Auto Recyclers Sportsman class. Carl Johnson giving them the green flag. Kaden Kroc, Brandon Boovie up front on row number 1. Boovie in that white number 17 machine. Kroc will settle into 2nd spot. Boovie and Kroc 1 and 2. Myberg coming into that 3rd spot. Here comes Todd Steenhoven. Steenhoven looking to the inside of Myberg for that 3rd position. Myberg in that blue 22 running right through the middle. Steenhoven will make the pass for 3rd spot. Myberg drifting up the track at 4th spot. And here comes Brian Crow. Crone to the bottom side, looking to get in the top 4 as Myberg and Van Top go up top side of turns 1 and 2. They'll fade to the back of the pack as Kroc slows. Todd Steenhoven looking to the inside of Kaden Kroc for a 2nd spot in the running order. Brandon Boovie, your race leader in the white number 17 machine. Steenhoven to 2nd. Todd Steenhoven in 2nd spot. Kaden Kroc, Brian Crone, top 4 separate themselves as Myberg smoking drifts off into turn 1 at the back of the pack. Van Top and DeBoer going off the track, top side of turn number 2. And the caution's going to come out to restore order. As it was getting pretty dicey up there at the front. A lot of moves being made.
Carson Van Top, Elena DeBoer, both off the raceway. I do believe their bumpers got collected together, and they were hooked as they went off the top of the raceway, coming to a stop.
Sole reason we no longer have peanut butter M&Ms at the concessions here at the Rapid Speedway. Just 2 of us. We took them all the time.
Yeah, we could never sell them because you were eating them.
Right, exactly. Had them stashed away up here in the booth. Brandon Boovie, your race leaders. We go back green flag racing. Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman class. Second and final heat race. Boovie with the race lead in that white 17 machine. He'll rock it out off the exit of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Steenhoven and Crone, they'll fight it out for that second spot. Brian Crone looking on the inside. Todd Steenhoven through the middle. Steenhoven in the blue 57. Crone in the black and blue 14. Boovie, your race leader, about to go 3 wide down the front stretch. Boovie holds on to that lead. Brandon Boovie, the race leader, but business is picking up for that 17 machine. He's got a back bumper full. Here comes Brian Crone on the low side. Crone in that 14 looking to get underneath Boovie for the race lead. Second and final heat race for the Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman class here tonight at the Rapid Speedway Vans Implement Night. And it's Brian Crone making the pass for the race lead. Brian Crone to the race lead. Brandon Boovie in second spot. Todd Steenhoven, Caden Kroc, your 4 survivors left here in heat race number 2 of 2. Second and final heat race for the Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman class. Brian Crone, your race leader, as the white flag flies. Crone, Boovie, Steenhoven, and Kroc. Steenhoven looking to the inside of Boovie for that second spot. They are your 4 survivors here for the second and final heat race for the Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman class. Brian Crone, your race leader, coming off of turn number 4. Jake, the checkered flag for heat race number 2. Watch out for Kroc getting high here.
Crone with the heat race win. Brandon Boovie hangs on for second ahead of Todd Steenhoven, and Caden Kroc rounds out your top 4, and that
Stocks presented by Seabism Graphics of Sanborn, Iowa. We're coming to the green flag this time around. Heat race number 1 of 3 for the Hobbies. Green is in the air. Landon Crone up front on row number 1, your early race leader. Brandon Juren's going to put the pressure on in that 19 machine. Levi Vanderweide, last week's A feature winner, moving into that 3rd position in the running order. USRA Hobby Stocks, heat race number 1 of 3, coming down to complete lap number 1. The Rowena Rocket, Landon Crone, your race leader. Landon Crone with the race lead. Brandon Juren's, Levi Vanderweide, your top 3. Chad Koiker had a real nice run last week at the A feature. He's presently sitting in 4th. Caden Wessels, your top 5 in the field. Heat race 1 of 3 for the USRA Hobby Stocks as Landon Crone continues to lead. Crone, Jurens, and Vanderweide 1, 2, and 3. Koiker kind of on an island in that 88 machine, all by his lonesome right now in that 4th spot in the running order as Vanderweide looks to dip underneath Jurens for 2nd spot in the running order. Crone continues with the race lead. Landon Crone, Brandon Jurens, here comes Levi Vanderweide making a move down low, and Jurens still has the line. Brandon Jurens still holding on to that 2nd spot. Jurens and Vanderweide duking it out for 2nd spot as Crone continues to lead in that 18K machine. Landon Crone, Brandon Jurens, Levi Vanderweide. Vanderweide with a run down the front stretch. Off into turn number 1. Vanderweide had to check up just a little bit off the exit of turn number 1, but they're neck and neck for that 2nd spot. Levi Vanderweide underneath the 19 of Brandon Jurens. That's a battle for 2nd position as Landon Crone continues to lead. White flag is out. Crone, Jurens, and Vanderweide. Koiker, Wessels, your top 5 in the running order. Caden Wessels under attack from Travis Vandertop, looking to get into the top 5. Vanderweide looking to move into that 2nd spot, coming into turn number 4, and off of 4, your heat race winner, Landon Crone.
Landon Crone, their heat race winner. Brandon Jurens coming home in that 2nd spot ahead of Levi Vanderweide into the redraw. Chad Koiker in 4th, and Caden Wessels rounds out your top 5.
Race number 2. Hobby Stocks presented by Sportsman Graphics of Sanborn, Iowa. Carl Johnson gives him the sign. Green is in the air. As Schneekloff getting up off the top of turns 1 and 2 right here on lap number 1. Brian Clausen to the early race lead. Todd Ewell, Eric Gall, your top 3 in the running order. As Gall will look to put the pressure on Ewell for that second spot. Nice start for Brian Clausen in that 14K as he gets out to a pretty good lead. 20B machine of Josh Bradley, your top 4, with Marty DeBoer running 5th. Schneekloff, who we saw get up and off of turns 1 and 2. In that 6th spot with Cameron Jurens at the back of the pack. Brian Clausen, your race leader, coming off of 4 down the front stretch. It is Clausen, Ewell, and Gall, 1, 2, and 3 in the running order. Heat race number 2 up 3 for the USRA Hobby Stocks here tonight at the Rapid Speedway Vans Implement Night. Big thanks to all of you for coming out. And the SLMR Super Late Models in the house here tonight as Brian Clausen continues to lead. Clausen, Ewell, and Gall, 1, 2, and 3. Bradley in 4th spot. DeBoer and Schneekloff. Cameron Jurens, we've been talking about him this season. He's a rookie in that 19C machine coming off of turn number 4. He'll hold his line at the bottom of the track. Just getting in some experience in that 19C. Brian Clausen, your race leader. Clausen in the 14K getting up top in turn number 2 and down the backstretch. He'll put a lamp on Jurens, Todd Ewell, and Eric Gall. They're nose to tail for that second spot in the running order as Clausen takes him off of turn number 4 with the white flag waving. Clausen, Ewell, and Gall, 1, 2, and 3. Bradley running in that 4th spot. Now DeBoer under attack by Schneekloff for the 5th spot. In the running order is Blake Schneekloff putting the heat on Marty DeBoer. Checkers coming out this time around. Brian Clausen, your heat race winner.
Clausen cruises to the heat race win. Todd Ewell comes home in that 2nd spot. Eric Gall, your 3rd and final redraw position. Josh Bradley in 4th, and Marty DeBoer rounds out your top 5. And to his outside, out of George, the 81 VT, it's Dylan Vandentop. We're being told that the 61N of Nick Brady is a scratch for the heat race.
3rd and final heat race for the USRA Hobby Stocks presented by Sportsman Graphics, Sanborn, Iowa. Flagman Carl Johnson wasting no time. We're going to go green right away for this 3rd and final heat race. Dustin Gulbranson off to the early race lead up front on row number 1 and that white number 6. Here comes Tracy Aluska into that 2nd spot. Dylan Vandentop running in 3rd. Your top 3. Here in the 3rd and final heat race for the USRA Hobby Stocks presented by Sportsman Graphics of Sanborn. Dustin Gulbranson with the race lead. Tracy Aluska, Dylan Vandentop, Devin Van Veldhuizen, and Spencer Sproke getting up high in turns 1 and 2. Sproke will keep that 78S on the track. In that 5th position, back of the pack for heat race number 3. Gulbranson and Haluska running 1 and 2. Dustin Gulbranson followed by Tracy Aluska, Dylan Vandentop, Devin Van Veldhuizen a little squirrely off the exit of 1 and gets her back around and going in between 1 and 2. Sproke will inherit that 4th spot from Van Veldhuizen as Gulbranson continues to lead. Coming off of 4, Gulbranson, Haluska, and Vandentop running 1, 2, and 3. USRA Hobby Stocks presented by Sportsman Graphics of Sanborn, Iowa. Vans Implement Night here tonight at the Rapid Speedway. Dustin Gulbranson, your race leader in that white number 6 machine. Devin Van Veldhuizen looking for that 4th spot back after he surrendered it to Spencer Sproke. And Veldhuizen looking to make the pass, and he will. Sproke looking to cross over. Good battle for that 4th spot and the back of the pack here in the 3rd and final heat race for the USRA Hobbies. Gulbranson braking in turn number 4, up and off the top of turn number 4. Tracy Aluska inherits the race lead as Gulbranson back under power, back to the 3rd spot in the running order. Haluska, Vanentop, and Gulbranson, 1, 2, and 3. Van Veldhuizen and Sproat. Third and final heat race for the Hobby Stocks. Tracy Haluska, your heat race winner.
Well, the mid-pack maniac, Tracy Haluska, up in front of heat race number 3. Dylan Vanentop in second. Dustin Gulbranson rebounds from going off the raceway to come back and grab that third spot and make it into the redraw. Devin Van Veldhuizen in fourth, and Spencer Sproke rounds out your top 5. There are a few sprinkles falling over the raceway, so we are going to forego trophy presentations till the end. We're going to try and get these races through. Trophy presentations will all be done at the end of the night.
Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman Class, second of 5 A features here tonight at the Rapid Speedway Vans Implement Night at the Rapid Speedway. We're going green this time by Travis Dan, Caden Clausen up front on row 1 as the green comes out. Travis Dan on that front row off to the early race lead. Wyatt Steenhoven looking to make some hay in that 57W machine. He'll get to the inside of Clausen. Brian Crone looking to the outside of Clausen. They're 3 wide off the exit of turn number 3 through the middle of 3 and 4 into 4 and off of 4. It is going to be Brian Crone with the high side run in the 14 machine as Elena DeBoer is around at the back of the pack. Travis Dan, your race leader. Brian Crone in second spot. Caden Clausen, Wyatt Steenhoven, and Todd Steenhoven, your top 5 in the field. Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman Class A feature here tonight as Carson Vanentop goes around bottom side, turns 1 and 2. Caution gonna fly. Caution gonna come out for Vanentop going around on the bottom side. Caden Kroc went around with him. And the caution will fly this Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman A feature. Travis Dan, your race leader as we go back green flag racing. Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman Class A features, second of 5 A features here tonight at the Rapid Speedway. Green is in the air. And the second verse, the same as the first. Travis Dan will come out with the race lead off the exit of 2, but Brian Crone really putting on the heat. Crone in the 14 machine looking to the outside of Dan. Caden Clausen will stick on the bottom side. Then you got the Steenhovens rounding out your top 5. Neil Kroll, little slideways at turn 4. Nice save for the 83 of Neil Kroll. He'll lose some positions, but he keeps us green flag racing. Caden Clausen going around in turn number 2. Clausen gets a 45K down low, and he'll keep us under green. Dan and Crone running 1 and 2. Travis Dan, Brian Crone, and then it's a battle of Steenhovens after that. Todd and Wyatt Steenhoven side by side for third. Beckett Brady, your top 5. Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman Class, Vans Implement Night at the Rapid Speedway. Neil Kroll getting up off the top side at turn number 2. And Kroll will get rejoined on the backstretch of that 83 machine. Travis Dan continues to lead. Dan and Crone 1 and 2. Todd Steenhoven, Wyatt Steenhoven, Beckett Brady, your top 5. In the running order, A feature tonight for the Lems Auto Recyclers Sportsman Class. Leon Sneller coming to the inside of Caden Kroc, looking for that 6th spot. In the running order, Sneller and Kroc side by side as Todd Steenhoven works from the inside in that 3rd position. Halfway, Brian Crone, your race leader. Brian Crone, Travis Dan, Todd Steenhoven, Wyatt Steenhoven. Wyatt's got that 57W pin to the top. Steenhoven and Steenhoven running 3rd and 4th respectively. Brian Crone taking over the race lead last lap in that 14 machine. It is Crone, Travis Dan, Todd Steenhoven, Wyatt Steenhoven, your top 4 in a battle for 5th. It's Beckett Brady still holding on to that 5th spot. Caden Kroc was taking a peek coming off of 4, but Brady still pretty secure in that fifth spot as Kroc little slideways off the exit of 2. He'll have to sail up the track. Leon Sneller looking to take advantage. We got another off the track, backside, top side of turn number 2, and that is Neil Kroll once again. 83 fighting an ill-handling race car, but keeping us under green, keeping it on the track. Brian Crone, your race leader. Travis Dan, Wyatt Steenhoven, Todd Steenhoven, and Beckett Brady, your top 5 in the running order. Lemzada Recycler Sportsman class, Caden Kroc looking to the outside of Beckett Brady for position. Carson Vanetop looking to come through as well. Caden Kroc takes over 5th. Caden Kroc up to the 5th spot in the running order. Brian Crone, your race leader, the 14 machine. He's checking out from the rest of the pack. Crone with the race lead. Travis Dan, Todd Steenhoven, Wyatt Steenhoven at the white flag, your front 4. Caden Kroc in 5th spot. Carson Vanetop looking to the inside of Beckett Brady for 6th spot in the running order, and Vanetop is there for the 6th position. Lemzada Recycler Sportsman class coming to the checkers this time around. The 14 machine of Brian Crone, your A feature winner.
Brian Crone will be your feature winner. Travis Dan in that 2nd spot. Wyatt Steenhoven and Todd Steenhoven, your top 4. A crash going into the final set of turns there. Row 7, the 69 of Caden Wessels on the inside, and the 50M of Marty DeBoer outside of him. Row number 8, it's the 78S of Spencer Sproke, and the 81 of Travis Vanentop. Row 9 to the inside, it's the 10 car of Blake Sneakloff, and outside of him, the 15C of Cody Van Hill. And inside of your 10th and final row, the 19C of Cameron Jurens, and outside of him, the 61N of Nick Brady. 20 cars, 15 laps the distance. Sebasma Graphics Hobby Stocks.
And Carl Johnson giving him the sign. We're going to be going green right away. Trophy presentations after the races here tonight. Want to get all 5 features in if we can. Here's A feature number 3, USRA Hobby Stocks going green. Dustin Gulbranson and Landon Crone up front on row number 1, and they're neck and neck for the race lead, and 2 wide all the way through as they sort it out here in your USRA Hobby Stock A feature. Coming off of turn number 4 on lap number 1, it's going to be the 18K of Landon Crone. Landon Crone, your race leader. Dustin Gulbranson, Brandon Jurens, Todd Ewell, Tracy Aluska, Brian Clausen with a nice high side run on that 14K machine. And right behind him, you got the 22E of Eric Gall. Dustin Gulbranson looking low side as he's known to do in that number 6. Landon Crone still too fast in the 18K. Landon Crone, your race leader. Dustin Gulbranson, Brandon Jurens, your top 3. Brian Clausen at 4th. Todd Ewell going around in front of the field off the exit of 2. Everybody makes it through A-OK. Ewell back around and going in the 11T. We're going to stay under green flag racing conditions. Landon Crone and Dustin Gulbranson. 1 and 2. Gulbranson with that low line run, but Crone with the high side advantage coming off of the turns. Gulbranson, real nice entry into 3 right here. Dustin Gulbranson, Landon Crone, they're side by side for the race lead. Coming off of 4 down the front stretch, it's Dustin Gulbranson in the 6th machine. Gulbranson taking over the race lead. Crone, Jurens, Clausen, and Gall, your top 5 in the running order. Devin Van Veldhuizen at 6, and behind him it's anybody's guess. Levi Vanderwhite, Tracy Aluska, is Cameron Jurens down on the bottom side, the 19C. Leaders will put a lap on him. Dustin Gulbranson, Landon Crone running 1 and 2. Brandon Jurens, Brian Clausen, Eric Gall, your top 5 in the running order. USRA Hobby Stocks presented by Sebasma Graphics. Gulbranson continues to lead with Crone, keeping pace. Jurens, Clausen, and Gall, your top 5. Levi Vanderwhite in 6th position. Yoluska side by side with Devin Van Veldhuizen for 7th spot in the running order. Caden Wessels looking to come through as well. As Gulbranson continues to lead, USRA Hobby Stocks presented by Sebas McGraphics. Dustin Gulbranson, Landon Crone, 1 and 2. Vans Implement Night here tonight at the Rapid Speedway. Got one off the track in the back of the pack on the backstretch, and the caution gonna come out. Caution flag will fly for the first time here tonight in our USRA Hobby Stock A feature. Dustin Gulbranson, your race leader. Landon Crone, Bryant Clausen, Brandon Jurens, Eric Gall, your top 5.
We say happy 2nd birthday to Brixley Schmidt, Corey Kelderman's granddaughter. Gonna be 2 tomorrow.
Brixley was real excited to see us earlier.
Very happy.
Yeah. Dustin Gulbranson, your race leader, going back. Green flag racing, USRA Hobby Stock A feature. Gulbranson with the race lead. Landon Crone looking for that high side run in the 18K machine. They'll come to halfway this time by Brian Clausen and Eric Gall. They're side by side right behind him. Gulbranson leads them to halfway. USRA Hobby Stock A feature. The hobbies presented by Sebas McGraphics of Sanborn, Iowa. Vans Implement Night here tonight at the Rapid Speedway on this Friday night. A feature number 3 of 5, and Dustin Gulbranson, he is your race leader in the number 6. Landon Crone feeling a little heat. Eric Gall looking to come through. Eric Gall in the 22E. You got Levi Vanderweide working on the bottom in the number 8 machine. Boy, what a solid top 5 we've got right now. Gulbranson, Crone, Gall, Vanderweide, and Clausen. Your top 5 with Tracy Yoluska in that 6th position. Subject to change. USRA Hobby Stock A feature. Gulbranson continues to lead. Crone looking for that top side run. Eric Gall in that 3rd spot. Levi Vanderweide, Brian Clausen side by side for 5th with Tracy Yoluska. Then you got Caden Wessels in that 7th position. Gulbranson continues to lead this USRA Hobby Stock A feature. Vans Implement Night at the Rapid Speedway. Landon Crone making a move. On the entry to turn number 3, off the exit of 3, into turn number 4, and coming off of 4, still going to be Dustin Gulbranson, but Crone closing the gap. Landon Crone is closing the gap in that 18K machine. Gulbranson on the low side might have to surrender the lead with lap traffic in front of him. Gulbranson goes through the middle. They're still neck and neck. Brian Clausen with a real nice run in turn number 3. We got one around in the back of the pack. Blake Schneekloth. Let's see, gets to the bottom of turn number 2. And caution is going to have to come out.
Caution flag over the raceway for Blake Schneekloth. As the caution flag comes out, a new leader over the raceway, Landon Crone, getting the edge there. He'll have your restart lead.
USRA Hobby Stock A feature 2 to go, this time by Sebas McGraphics of Sanborn, bringing you the USRA Hobby Stocks. As we come back to the green flag with 2 to go, green is in the air for this Hobby Stock A feature. Landon Crone with the race lead. Brian Clausen running in that 2nd spot. Dustin Gulbranson on the low side. Caden Wessels shooting into the top 5. Levi Vanderweide rounding out your top 5 as we come to the white flag this time around. Landon Crone, your race leader. Crone and Clausen, 1 and 2. Caden Wessels. Levi Vanderweide all up on the top side. Devin Van Veldhuizen working the top side, going to make his way into the top 5. Coming to the checkers this time around, Brian Clausen looking low. Nothing happening there. It's going to be the first A feature win for the Rowena Rocket. Landon Crone.
And for the first time ever at Rapid Speedway, Landon Crone is an A feature winner. Brian Clausen comes home in the second spot. Caden Wessels in third. Devin Van Veldhuizen up to fourth. Levi Vanderweide grabs the top 5.